Almost 5 years after being released and after breaking some records, receiving high scores when it was first released, and with the new installment releasing on PlayStation 5 in less than a week, is Gran Turismo Sport still worth it in 2022? What's up everyone and welcome to a new video. My name is Omar with Real Gamer Review, and today we are reviewing Gran Turismo Sport almost 5 years after being released. If you are watching my channel for the first time, a like and a subscribe would be hugely appreciated. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Gran Turismo Sport is a 2017 racing video game developed by Polyphony Digital and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. It is the 13th game in the Gran Turismo series. This game is considered to be a sim racing game, but I wouldn't say that it is a full 100% sim, as it's a bit more forgiving compared to full sim games out there like Project Cars 1 and 2 and Assetto Corsa. The game of course doesn't have a story mode, but it has the traditional GT Sport campaign mode, which contains a few different modes under it. I'll be quickly explaining a bit about each one of them. First we have the driving school, which as the name suggests, is the mode that teaches you how to drive and play the game. It has around 48 stages, starting from the very basics till the upper intermediate challenges. Each different challenge is time-based, and of course the faster you finish it, the better your reward with bronze, silver and gold rewards. It is not mandatory to play it of course, but I would recommend it as it has some pretty fun challenges. Next we have the main mode under the name of GT League, and under it you have 4 categories: beginner, amateur, professional and endurance league. And of course, as the name suggests, the more you advance, the harder and tougher the races are. And under each league, regardless the category you choose, there are a big number of races to play in each category. Some will have mixed car models, some will have the same, different weather conditions, different times of day, classic cars, new cars, concept cars. Long story short, it has a mix of everything the game has to offer. Next mode we have is Mission Challenge, and this mode is a bit similar to Driving School mode, where you have in it 8 stages of different challenges to accomplish, and under each stage you have 8 challenges. Most of them, like the Driving School, have rewards which are time-based. Last mode we have under the campaign is called Circuit Experience, and in this mode, as the name suggests, the game is teaching you how to play and drive in each different track the game has to offer by teaching you braking points and driving lines in more details for each track. You'll be doing a number of small challenges for each track with a final full lap. Of course, the number of challenges changes depending on the track itself. That's about it for the campaign mode. Next we have the arcade mode, which has under it the normal modes that you have in any racing game, like single race, time trial, drift trial, custom race, 2-player split screen and VR tour. Of course, VR tour is not available on all racing games, and honestly I don't know how good it is here, as I don't have the PlayStation VR to try it out. And yes, the game has drifting, but rarely anyone talks about it or even plays it in GT Sport. I'm not sure why. Coming to the cars and tracks part, the game launched with 168 cars and 29 tracks. Post-launch game updates have brought the count to over 330 cars and 82 configurations in 32 locations to race on. The free updates also added rainy weather conditions, as it was not there during the game launch. The game has all the cars for purchase under a cool tab called Brand Central, where in it you'll find each available car manufacturer that is available with the game, and in it you'll find the cars to purchase, concept cars, and some historical info and facts as well about the manufacturer, which actually connects you to YouTube to watch those videos that contains the info. You can purchase cars with in-game credits or real money through the PlayStation Store. There is also a daily driving mileage challenge. If you reach it every day, you will get a gift car, and also when you finish a driving school or mission challenge full stage, you will be gifted a car as well. One more nice gesture this game has: you'll be gifted a free car every year on your birthday if you log into the game on that day. Of course, this game, as most racing games, support a number of different racing wheels. One particular mode I would really like to mention, and this mode is Scapes. This is mainly a photo mode inside the game with a crazy rendering engine. You have in it a big number of high quality photos of different locations, tracks and beautiful landscapes. where you can insert any of the cars you own into the photos of those locations and make whatever adjustments you need and then take the photo. I'm not sure what magic happens at that moment, but the results are astonishing and they are super realistic as well. It is a pretty fun mode to play with if you are into photography or even if you are only into cars and you want to create some cool backgrounds. Another great function in this game is the replay after any race. I'm not sure what exactly they did here, but by far this is one of the best replay functions ever in a racing video game. It is just a joy to keep watching it. Unfortunately, this time around there are no heavy car modifications except for a few tweaks, where you can tune some things like the power ratio, weight reduction, traction control, suspension and transmission. As for the visual customization, you can change the car livery, car rims, the driver suit color and the helmet colors. Of course, as any game out there, it is not all sunshine and rainbows. There are a few annoying things that this game has. First is that the game has a really bad damage engine, like if you hit a wall at full speed, you'll only have a few scratches on the car. Second, the game has to be always connected online to be able to play all the available modes and to save as well. If you are playing the game while not connected to the internet, you will only be able to play a few modes. Third is the third-person perspective camera, definitely not the best out there. You can adjust it a bit, and I know that this game is made to be played from the cockpit camera, but still, it is worth mentioning that it looks a bit weird. So those are the main issues that annoyed me a bit about the game. Definitely not a deal breaker, but I thought you should know about them, guys. Online races or multiplayer are under the sport mode in this game, where you can take part in official races online, as it contains regular different daily races and also scheduled championships that you can participate in. The game has one of the classiest online modes out there, as this game really cares about sportsmanship, to the point that it will force you to watch a driving etiquette video before you can even play online. In this online mode, you'll be awarded with a dynamic sportsmanship rating according to how nicely you drive in races, meaning everyone can see how much of a good sport you really are. And even adding some penalties if you don't follow the rules and you drive aggressively and start hitting other racers. It also includes a rating system called DR, which is short for driver rating, and it's split into 7 categories: E, D, C, B, A+, and S. You start from E and you go up gradually. There is also SR, which stands for Sportsmanship Rating, which, as you might have guessed, will get lower if you drive dangerously and collide with other players during the races. One of the best online systems was crafted here. I am a big fan of the SR system, and I would definitely like to see other racing games implementing it in their online races. Coming to the graphics and visuals part, as you probably know, Polyphony Digital always managed to create technical marvels with Gran Turismo series and always push the hardware they are made for to the limit. And that is still the case with this installment. The car models, inside car details, effect works, general lighting, reflections, tracks, foliage. Overall, all the graphical and visual details are amazing. Till date, I think that this is one of the best looking racing games on consoles. As for the resolution and frame rate, on the PS4 Pro there are 2 graphical modes. One which prioritizes the quality, where the game renders up to 1800p via checkerboarding before scaling up to 4K resolution. On this mode, on the PS4 Pro, the game runs at 60 frames per second, except for the replays, it runs at 30 frames per second. As for the other mode, which prioritizes the frame rate, the game runs on a bit lower resolution, which is 2K instead of 4K as per the game menu, and it also runs on 60 frames per second, but this mode is a bit more stable with the frame rate, and also in it the replays runs at 60 frames per second. As for the base PS4, the game only has one mode, which has a resolution of 1080p running at 60 frames per second as well, but considering the base PS4 hardware, the frame rate in visually demanding areas can drop to the high 40s. As for the PS5 with backwards compatibility, the game only runs on the quality mode. For some reason, the game is not giving you the option to choose the frame rate mode. But for the quality, textures, shadows and all that stuff, it is still the exact same as PS4 Pro version with no noticeable upgrades. But nonetheless, regardless which console you play the game on, it still looks amazing and you'll have a pretty good visual experience. Coming to the music and audio part, as always with the menus and some of the modes, there is the classic GT music, which feels a bit nostalgic, but at some times it can also get a bit annoying. Also, there are a variety of different music tracks that plays in the menus and during races, which covers a good amount of different music tastes. I'm not a big fan of all of them, but some of them are pretty good. As for the audio, as always, Gran Turismo managed to portray a pretty good audio experience to the player when it comes to the car tires, shifting paddles, gears, engine sounds, wind and weather conditions. As always, I'll leave you with a few clips so you can judge the audio yourselves. Although GT Sport is lacking a few elements like dynamic weather conditions, time of day cycles, and a few more from the old installments, and the game felt a bit empty when it was first launched, but down the line, Polyphony Digital managed to turn this racing sim into one of the best racing sims on the PlayStation console with numerous free updates during the past years. If you are a fan of racing games, or you are a fan of the series and somehow didn't buy or play this game yet, then I totally recommend giving this one a try, as probably you will find some great deals on it, especially that the new installment Gran Turismo 7 is releasing in less than a week. Alright, time to wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, then leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.